I was openly hostile towards my sister and told on her, thus potentially making her husband lose custody of his children. My sister Katie moved back to town last year after her divorce got messy. She'd been living 3 states away with her ex-husband Jake and their 2 kids. But when everything fell apart, she packed up and came back to live with our parents. The kids stayed with Jake because she said she needed time to get her life together first. What she didn't mention was that getting her life together meant partying every single night. Katie would show up at family dinners reeking of alcohol, slurring her words, and making these grand promises about how she was going to fight for custody. Meanwhile, Jake was calling every week asking when she planned to visit the kids, and she kept making excuses. The breaking point came during Christmas. Katie had promised to drive up and spend 3 days with her kids. She even bought plane tickets for them to come visit her the following month. But Christmas morning, she was passed out on our parents' couch, still wearing the same clothes from 2 days before. Her phone had 17 missed calls from Jake and the kids. When she finally woke up around noon, she started yelling at everyone, saying we didn't understand how hard her life was and that we were judging her. My mom was trying to calm her down while my dad just sat there looking defeated. That's when Katie announced she was going to drive up that afternoon to see her kids. She was still drunk. Her hands were shaking as she fumbled for her car keys. I told her she wasn't driving anywhere in that condition, especially not to see her children. She screamed at me, called me every name in the book, and said I had no right to interfere in her business since I didn't have kids. But I couldn't just watch her potentially hurt herself or someone else. More importantly, I couldn't watch her keep disappointing those kids who were probably sitting by the window waiting for their mom to show up. So I called Jake. I told him everything. About the drinking, about Christmas morning, about her missing visits, about showing up drunk to family events. I told him about the condition of her apartment, which I'd seen when I helped her move some furniture. Empty bottles everywhere, unpaid bills stacked on the counter, no food in the fridge except beer and leftover takeout. Jake was quiet for a long time. Then he thanked me and said he'd been documenting things on his end too, but he needed someone from her family to confirm what he suspected. He said the kids kept asking why mommy sounded funny on the phone and why she couldn't remember conversations they'd had the day before. 2 weeks later, Katie got served with papers. Jake was petitioning the court to revoke her visitation rights until she completed a substance abuse program. He'd included phone recordings of their conversations, photos of her social media posts showing her at bars every night, and my statement about her condition during family gatherings. Katie exploded when she found out I'd talked to Jake. She showed up at my apartment at midnight, pounding on the door and screaming that I'd ruined her life. She said I was jealous of her and that I'd destroyed her chance at getting her kids back. The neighbors called the cops because she wouldn't leave. The truth is, Katie destroyed her own chances. I just stopped enabling her by staying quiet. Those kids deserve a mother who shows up sober, who remembers their conversations, who doesn't promise visits and then disappear for weeks. They deserve better than someone who treats them like accessories she can pick up when it's convenient. Jake sent me a text last month saying the kids are doing well in school and seem happier now that they're not constantly disappointed. He said Katie started a program but dropped out after 2 weeks. She's been radio silent with the whole family since then. I don't regret what I did.